going to propose to a guy ever.
And tomorrow,
why do you leave Henry?
Are you in Nigeria? How will you not feel attached after sex? Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police in the lives of the kid.
Proposing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring and
So
guy, never reach me will marry me.
that's like you popping question.
There was a communication, something happened. So there's nothing like accidental.
I'm working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
do you know you are naturally, supernaturally built that way? Do you know? Do you know? God has divinely made you like that.
Welcome to the lounge. I mean, pardon my voice. Cold is something else these days. Welcome to the lounge. My name is Margaret Osazewa, and of course, I won't be the only one on set today. Very familiar faces. The beautiful Moyin Oluwa. How you doing today, Moyin?
Fine.
And Akwankwa. How you doing today, Akwankwa?
I'm very well, thank
So,
you.
does anyone notice that Akwankwa is looking fresh? Please, cameraman, cue in on him. There's this freshness. I don't understand it. What's going on?
I changed my soap.
My soap brand. Don't worry, write it for me when we are done.
You know Kongi?
Now why we know they trust people like you?
Kongi?
That's the secret to say no.
Anomo. Detergents, yes. And local sponge.
Local sponge. They do jazz.
Are you on that balance?
Now they do jazz. I'll be shifting my body from
you asked for my
now.
beauty routine I gave you now.
What do you mean by that? Guys, don't listen to that thing. That was not normal. Anyway, we'll be discussing something quite profound today. I mean, over the week, the week has not ended. My whole week has ended in my head. So I saw something online where mother-in-law was seemingly talking to her daughter-in-law and saying to her, when I eat, you're supposed to pack my plates. I'm your mother-in-law, you're supposed to respect me. And a lot of people have been throwing their weight on the mother-in-law. Oh, she's an African mother, that's how it's supposed to be. The daughter-in-law, oh my God, she's not your child. Why would you expect her to pack your plate? So I'm bringing it to you guys. Is it a Nigerian culture for wives to clear plate after their in-laws? I don't know, but you can't tell me. So call us up or chat us in the comment section and we'll read all on the lounge today. So let me start with you, Akmapa, as the guy here. Tell me, is it Nigerian for women to clear the plates of their mother-in-laws when they finish eating?
Yeah, I think it's a cultural thing here, because I believe that outside this terrain, I don't think it's something that people do, and it's, of course, it comes with the way and manner we are raised. We are raised to be respectful to the older ones.
Yeah.
I mean, from childhood you are trained that once your parents are done eating, you pack their dishes and all whatnot. So that's indoctrination in quotes has now been brought into the larger family. When you have your own personal family, and the belief is that if your in-law are around, for the wife now, if your in-laws are around, once they are done, you pack their dishes if you don't have mates around, and make sure that they are comfortable. I think is more of a Nigerian thing. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Mary?
Well, according to what the Papa says, I agree with him. It's more of a cultural thing. Most especially Yoruba culture, you have to respect elders. But away from the culture, let's talk about morals. It is only sensible that when somebody visits your house, either your mother-in-law or not your mother-in-law, when you have a visitor in your house, you have to take care of them. You have to pamper them. You have to respect them. Even if you do not really, really respect them like that, you do not love them. But the fact that they are a visitor in your house, they are new, they're just coming to stay for a while, you give them that princess kind of treatment. That treatment that you be like, for the fact that you're just here for the meantime. I mean, it could even be someone younger than I am. And you come to my place and I feed you, I give you food. You may not have been to my kitchen before. It won't take me anything to say, okay, don't worry, give me your plate, I'm going to pack it to the kitchen for you. It's as simple as that. Do you understand? So I feel like, aside from the cultural home training that we have from our parents and all of that, it's just normal for you to take care of a visitor, whoever the person may be. Just take care of them, give them food, give them water. When they are done, pack it up. Except the person says, oh, don't worry, I'm going to do it. I mean, it's just a normal thing.
Okay, so from the point of the daughter-in-law now, I don't know if you guys have watched the video, and I don't know if most of you have watched the video, but from the point of the daughter-in-law, now she wasn't shouting or screaming. Now I want to put myself in her place and look at it this way. Let's look at it this way, actually. She said, when you came over to my house, I served you, and when you were done eating, you expected me to pack the plate. Now, she was not shouting. There are two things. There are some that are naturally very, this is not my thing. I mean, she sounds like a black American. So whether she's a Nigerian child or from Nigerian descent, she sounds like a black American that has lived her life over the years abroad. So this kind of thing is not normal to her. For her, when you eat, you pack your plate. Now, for the mother-in-law, yeah, I faulted her in a way. When the girl said, you expected me to pack your plate, she was not shouting, she wasn't screaming. She wasn't even giving the rude, you are annoying mother-in-law. That was not what she was giving. I understand that in the Nigerian culture, in traditional setting that we are, when your parents eat, you pack their plates. You don't expect your dad. You will not sit down and cross your leg. Who gave birth to you? You will not sit down and they'll pack their plates to the kitchen. It's not possible. But in this regard, this was not, they were not even eating. It was not a dining table. They were not having a meal. They were actually hashing out some of their differences. And then she says this. And the next thing, this woman just goes off. According to me, she went off. She was shouting off the roof, and she ended up calling her son a wimp. Because the son was saying to her, Mom, you're hurting her feelings. Relax. Calm down. And the father, the uncle, everyone was saying, calm down. And they took her out because she was just screaming the roof down. And that's why I faulted her, because I mean, I get it. It's your son's wife. Is it that you did not love her before? Or did you have not a problem with her before you started having that conversation with her? Now, which brings me to, is this respect or control? Now, most people say it's a sign of respect for the girl to just carry the plates. It's a sign of respect. That means she does not regard the woman. Some other people think that the mother has too much control on her son, but they are calling him a wimp. Why would you call him a wimp? Because he's saying, no, don't speak to my wife like this. Do you think the man is a wimp?
Well, in that situation, no. Because I understand the how will I put it, the cross-cultural shock from both women. I mean, the lady, like you mentioned, looks like she's not deeply rooted in her own culture. Yeah. So probably she was also shocked about, oh, so once you are done eating, is it my job to pack your plates? And the mother too, who has never experienced such an incident before, too, was also shocked. But I mean, for a reasonable man in that situation, you are not, of course, going to join your mother in the shouting match. Or probably, want to start, chiding your wife in the presence of your mother. The best thing is what you did. So I wouldn't say he's a wimp. But then you have to realize that these are two women with two different orientations. Yeah. And yes, whilst I blame the older woman for the way manner she handled the situation, I mean, maybe she felt insulted. You understand? Maybe she felt like, okay, why do you have to ask me that question? That is it your responsibility to pack my plate? I mean, I'm the older person here. Do you expect me to? And moreover, I don't even live with you. Do you expect me to, after finishing eating, to get this plate to the kitchen? So she must have felt disrespected. But the way she approached it, of course, was quite wrong. And for the lady, that's one thing I tell women is that, see, you have to understand the type of family you are married to from the outset. Before you even get married to whatever man, you have to understand how they live their life. If they are those family that if you visit them, probably they're having a party, you have to join the other women in cooking. You have to prepare yourself for it. So that when they ask you to do it, you don't look like an odd one out. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. So if it's something you can cope with, then of course go ahead with it.
Okay, Akopa, thank you. I hear you. But let me quickly get to Moyin. So you're the woman here. I'm also a woman, but since I'm the host, I run away from this one. Let me give it to you. So let's just say you were the daughter-in-law in question, and the woman went ballistic on you. What would you do?
Okay, so when I saw the video, I'm sure we saw that it was not just that plate matter that took them to the court or wherever they were. There was something like more of a background issue.
But we're discussing the plate matter.
Okay, wait. There's something like a background issue that maybe has led to that conversation of the plate. Maybe the mother-in-law was always complaining, or they've actually had like a rift before, something that is actually burning in the family, and it just led to the point that you expected me to carry your plate. And let's point out this, that the day, I'm just trying to make excuses for this lady. Maybe this incident of you did not carry my plate happened once.
It looks like it happened once.
I'm just trying to paint the picture in my head. And let's just say this mother-in-law had offended the wife so much that day that she was trying to hold it in. And maybe you just finished eating and she like walked out, or she didn't come back to pack the plate, and it was just once. And now this mother-in-law has held on to that. So we have to understand that it might not be that she is actually disrespectful, but maybe the mother-in-law has capitalized on just that one thing, because she has been trying to look for fault in this wife, and then you now do this one. It's not like a counseling. No. So I would not even blame, I wouldn't say I wouldn't blame any of them. I wouldn't blame the wife that much, because if you see her disposition, she was really calm. So you could tell that the mother-in-law would be someone that is a pepper body person. She's someone that would have been putting fire under that woman's bum. And the woman is just like trying to take it all in, and like the little thing you pick on it. It may not even be that she intentionally does not want to carry the woman's plate. Maybe honestly she has a baby and the baby is crying and she has to go and tend to other things, and she like forgot about the plate, and you have picked on it and all of that. So I'm trying to see the mother-in-law as a problem kind of person, and that's why young ladies these days used to pray that mother-in-law, they should not have mother-in-laws.
Why? What sort
I'm
of
serious.
demonic prayer is that?
No, there are a lot of people out there that are like,
People pray
please,
this kind of prayer.
God,
If you
let,
pray that
if
kind of
it is
prayer,
possible,
you're
let
also
my
nonsense.
husband
It's nonsense.
one not be alive by the
It's
time I'm married.
nonsense.
Because some women, we used to forget that we were once in husband's house, and there's a way that our own in-laws treated us, that when you now have your son, you should treat your wife, your son's wife, with respect. If you want respect, respect her as well. So if I was in that shoe, you asked the question that if I was in the wife's shoe, what would I do? I mean, what can I do anymore? I'm already married to your son. If I did not see this red flag for my and her son, then I mean, I've entered. If I saw it before, then it was my decision to go into it. I cannot be with a man that his mother does not love me. And I just says a bad husband, you can have a bad husband, but do not have a bad relative. If your husband's relative or your mother-in-law, your father does not love you, you have problems in that family.
You are not sure the woman didn't like
no, listen,
the
paint the picture.
I don't
wife.
think that maybe the woman does not love the girl.
With the way she flare up and she busted out and called her son a wimp, you would have known that she must have been something. Maybe she did not agree to the marriage,
like you said.
or she does not like the girl, or something.
Just like you said, there are probably underlying issues. Do you understand that were never solved? Now, what I see that woman as is a controlling mother, not a mean woman. You know what they call some men mama's boys? The boy is his mother's boy. Like,
why,
it's very obvious. Wait,
why?
let me tell you why. Because I watched another part of the video where all of the uncles and aunties, they're speaking to the couples, just wishing them well. And one of the uncles said, I know that your mother is very controlling. She's very dominating. I just hope that you don't take this into your marriage. More like, I hope that you learn the right lessons and not take the wrong lessons into your marriage. So it made me understand that, okay, I get it now. And again, the statement she made when she called him a wimp, she said, don't take a side, you're a wimp. It was obvious that the mother expected the son to instantly take a side. And the guy couldn't take her side because that was his wife. And he also felt that, oh my God, you went too far. And that's why they took her out of the house immediately. So I don't see the mother-in-law as mean and wicked. I just see her as very controlling. One that always wants to have a say in the affairs of her son. Now, I take that up a notch when I also went through, when you go through the internet, you see all sorts of things. I mean, I think the algorithm tends to bring them all up. And there was this one woman I was also talking about, a mother-in-law that walks into son's house. She doesn't tell them she's coming. She just goes into the house, and she even goes as far as preparing timetables for when the husband and the wife will have intercourse. You can see overbearing mother-in-laws. So
how convenient is that?
What?
How convenient is it?
How convenient is it for who?
For the mother-in-law. I mean,
to do that.
Yeah.
Have you not experienced of women that are obsessed about their sons?
That is a control. I'm trying to give you examples of a controlling
to the point of
mother-in-law. Yes.
See, Papa, you might not have seen it physically, but we've watched it in movies, right? And all of those things we see in movies, they play out in real life. You see these mother-in-laws that maybe they have just one son, or they love that boy so much. By the time he gets married, they want to be at the center of it all. Whether you have a wife or not, I am your mother. And those are the kind of men that make their son decide or pick between your wife or me. Putting the boy in a very tight corner. Imagine this one now coming to somebody's house. You've forgotten that the moment he married me, he is no longer your son, yours like that. We are now a family. This is not your family anymore. This is my own family with your son. But most of them don't know where to draw the line. And I will blame that boy. That's sorry to call you a boy. Sorry, the man, the son himself. Yeah. He doesn't know how to take his ground. I don't know him. I'm not
see in all of this. I'm not
in other part of that video, but I feel like if the matter could get to the point where they took it to court, I think it's court or a family something issue. Yeah. Before the matter gets there, you should have been able to bring your mother under control and tell her that this is my family. This is where you do not cross the line. You don't have to get to a point where people outsiders have to come and...
Who took the matter to court? Was this the guy?
I mean, we don't know.
We don't know. But I mean, you should have...
So why are you indicting the guy here?
There are some men, I'm not trying to generalize it, but there's some men that they and their mother, the way the kind of boundaries they've set, will make the mother know that I cannot just go into my son's house anyhow.
Do you know whether he set that boundary too?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. But I have to call him a whim.
See, the thing
is the mother is very, very controlling. See, at that point in time, because the boy didn't look like somebody that could not handle his family. It looks like somebody that is coming from a very, he has a great family, but the mother is controlling. I love my son so much. You are my son. Before your wife is me first. It's those kind of mother-in-laws that'll say, did you buy me a car when you were living with me? You now want to buy your daughter, your wife a car? No, you buy the car for me first before you buy your wife a car. So it's those kind of mother-in-law. She's controlling. She wants to continue to control the affairs of his life. And that was the problem. That was the problem I saw. Not that the man was not man enough, because if you look further, if you watch further, you will see that he now had a conversation with the wife. I think they came to a consensus, and she went to the woman's house, and she knelt down to beg her, and the woman just carried face to one side. And the girl was just saying, I'm your mother, I'm your daughter. Which now brings me to this, I'm your mother, you're my daughter, you're my mother. I know my mother, and I know my mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law is also your mother.
Let me explain something to you.
Okay.
See, sometimes you see that you're like my daughter. This will cause problems. No, we need to accept it's true.
I don't get this argument.
I will get there. Wait, relax, chill.
Okay.
I know my mother, and you know, say I'm like a daughter to you, and I accept you are my mother. But you see, there are some things that because my mother will do it to me, you cannot do it to me. You are my mother-in-law, ma. You are my mother-in-law. You cannot be doing this thing to me, and I'm looking and say, mommy, I can't. Mommy, stop it.
So
possible. No. So you can be. There's a mother and a mother-in-law factor, and I liked how what's her name? Diary of a Nigerian Girl and her husband analyzed it, because that was what was coming into my head. There's a mother and there is a mother-in-law factor. Yeah. Mother-in-law, I love you because I married your son. You would have never been my mother-in-law if I didn't marry your son. Now, if something happens between me and the son, do you really think that the mother-in-law will come and meet me and say, that thing you didn't know? She'll go and meet her son. It's always like that. She'll go and meet her son. So there's a mother factor and there is a mother-in-law factor. The boy was wise enough to... Some ladies are very, very stubborn. It was obvious that he could actually put his family in check. For him to be able to convince her to join him after that wonderful.
Yeah, that was the best thing to do now. That was the best thing to do.
And the lady went on her knees instantly, and the mother just carried her face away. So it's obvious that the woman does not want to remove her hand.
See why
he's a man and she has to remove her hand.
Margaret, why I understand there are some mother-in-law that are quite overbearing. You also have to understand the fact that these are, like I said, these are people with different orientations and different backgrounds. It's just like when you're married, you understand. I mean, you don't expect after the old butterflies and everything, of course, you start seeing things. When I mean start seeing things, the orientation will start showing, the upbringing will start showing. I mean, do you jump out and start, making noise and say, hey, I mean, you have to patch things up. You have to find a way to, okay, let's whilst we have our differences, let's meet at, yes, as in, like I said, that's why I said initially that it's very important for the woman, even for the men too, because there are some families of the wife that are also not too good. You have to understand the type of family that you are getting married to. You understand, and that comes with personal relationship, even while dating. Some, they don't have that personal relationship with their in-laws while dating, and it becomes an issue when they are married. You understand? I mean, once the personal relationship is not there, once the familiarity is not there, it's not that you guys will not have issues. So when things like this happens in the marriage, it becomes a shock to you, it becomes a surprise. Whilst if you've built a good relationship and you understand your mother-in-law, and you understand that, okay, this mama, na traditional man, now that traditional woman, this mama has a penchant for her son. Once you understand that, you'll be able to, okay, be like say I go dey avoid in trouble. So once she's about starting, mommy now go dey rebel, you understand? Wait, because see, this is your home. Let me make it clear. This is your home. You have to take charge, and when I mean take charge, you have to take the destiny in your own hands. Nobody is going to dictate what will happen in your family to you. So if you want peace in your family, you seek for it rather. And if you want wahala, it's also there for you. So if you feel that you have an overbearing mother-in-law, it's your responsibility as the wife to make sure that anything about trouble, you avoid.
So even what if the wife avoids trouble and trouble still comes to find her?
Then, I mean, you continue to avoid as much as possible.
See, before you get married to someone, like you said, there are a lot of things you have to check. You have to look into. While you are looking at your husband to know whether you like the man or you do not like the man, please look into his family to be sure that the family are people that you can be in among their family. They love you. They can accept you. They can care for you. They are people that are welcoming. They are matured-minded people. They are not people that they are so traditional. They've carried this culture to on their head and they are waiting to just see your mistake. There's some family that from the first day you visit their house, they are looking for your mistake. They are looking. They are searching like, what we should do. That kind of family, you can never have peace.
Having in-laws that
you will never have peace.
Having in-laws that are traditionalists is not a crime.
Okay, and again, there's
it's not a crime now.
I don't know, and I will never understand the reason
why
Yoruba culture makes it mandatory. When I say mandatory, or why Yoruba culture has to make the mother-in-law come and take care of the wife after birth. Now, I understand that
the husband's wife. The husband's mother, right?
The husband's mother. The Igbo people is the mother of the wife
I don't think so. I think
that is it.
I think it's the wife's mother that comes around.
No, it's the mother-in-law that comes.
What I know is that...
What the Igbo people call...
Wait. What I know is this. If you are giving birth for the first child, you have the naming ceremony in the parents' house.
Which parents?
The husband's parents' house.
Who made that law?
It's Yoruba tradition.
That is why I do not understand why all of those... Exactly. What happened to your house? What is the first child? You say their child or my child?
That's your
No, I've never heard of that one before. The only one I know is that the mother-in-law that comes to take care of the child.
I don't know that though.
Wait, you can ask. Because they feel that, I mean, it's just like it's a sign of respect to them. I mean, it's your first child. Then subsequent ones you can have it. That's what I know. Then I know that if it is Omugo, it is the wife of the is the mother of the wife.
No. I have grown up. I have seen a lot of people get married around me. I have heard it. It is the husband's wife. It's the husband's mother that comes to take care of the wife.
Do you know why I say so? I think is the wife's mother that can undo a daughter.
That's the thing. But your people do not agree to that. Is the
No.
All my life.
No, you are mixing it.
No. Papa, it's only Igbo people. It is only Igbo people.
I don't agree. Because your husband's mother cannot take care of you as much as your mother.
The culture says it's the husband's mother that comes to take care of the wife, and that's why a lot of people have problems with their mother.
You are mixing it up.
After the first 9 months of your marriage, you are expected to have a child, and you've not spent so much time with your husband. Then your mother-in-law is coming into the house and picking a lot of this and that. I have seen experiences. That's what I'm talking. Like, I've seen people that their marital problem with their mother-in-law starts from that omugo, that taking care of child, because that is the time where you are now in the same space with her. Go down, come on, just say you don't know how to do this. You don't know how to, is that this to carry broom? Is that this to carry baby?
Well,
and if it's your mother, she knows your body. If you probably had a CS, she knows how to take care of you. But your mother-in-law cannot pamper you like your mother will pamper you. Your mother-in-law not gonna wash plates.
See, do you know why?
Some that are nice like that, do they feel helpful?
Do you know?
But the ratio is not much.
Why I will not agree to this, because I don't think it's quite common. I don't think it's quite. What I know is that it is the wife's mother that comes around for the omugo. I've not heard of the mother of the husband saying.
The one you even said about the naming ceremony is a mystery.
That one I've never heard of that one before. Because why would I have my naming ceremony in my husband's family house?
It is a tradition. You and your husband can now decide, no, we don't want to do this. But yes, of course, you can say, yes.
That's where a problem will start from.
Which
you make
problem?
You decide, they'll say it's the wife. No,
wait. See, the thing. See, I speak to the kind of mentality some women have about having in-laws, relationship with in-laws, and all this. See, once you start having this mentality of you being on the defense most of the time, it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. See, you guys, you are, of course, two different individuals. You have your differences, but the reality is that, I mean, if it were to be your mother, say you go disown her. You don't go disown her. No matter how overbearing your mother is. Are you going to say you are no longer my mother? You find a way to, patch things up and move along. Yeah. So once you start having this mentality of hey, my mother-in-law will be in this. See, you'll be picking holes in most of our actions. And most of the time, these women, they do these things ignorantly. It's not that they are really intentional about frustrating the daughter-in-law and all these things. Probably is the way they were brought up. That probably is the way they saw life, or that's the way they see life. They do this intentionally. So once you start picking, there will be issues.
Coming from what you said, please, mother-in-laws that are not nice, unsee it, unlearn it. It's not a great thing. Because literally, I'm taking the words right out your mouth, and you're saying to me, some of these mother-in-laws, they're just ignorant. They don't know they are doing. Wait now.
Yes.
Sherry said it.
Yes.
They don't know they are doing this kind of things with their daughter-in-laws. They don't. If you are watching the show, you're a wicked woman.
Aye.
Yes. There is no ignorance there. It's like taking somebody's hand and pinching the person, and you say it will not pain you. I did not know that it will pain you. I've pinched my son. You did not cry. Why are you crying?
No, I would not say that they are wicked.
No,
some are wicked though. Let's call it. Some are wicked, but some are not
ignorant. That you are causing your daughter-in-law pain. No. That one is not ignorant.
See, Margaret, some of them are not wicked. It's not like they are wicked. It's just that you are a strange person coming to their family, right? Hold on. You're a strange person coming to their family. Their son is marrying you into. Now, to make matter worse, is the only son. And you are the only female coming in to their family. They have high expectations. One, if you cannot lick their feet, you have problem. If you cannot make their son do what they want, there's a problem.
That's why all these things you are saying, all these things you are trying to generalize.
I'm not demonizing mother-in-laws or in-laws.
We have mother-in-law that are like that, but don't generalize it that it is going to be a norm that if you are married to the only son, you must lick.
I don't think
I'm just saying, I'm making a scenario that especially those that have, most of them, some people are actually nice. Especially people that they understand. That's why I said some mother-in-laws are very traditional. And when I say traditional, I use the word loosely because people that are traditional tend to carry this culture thing. They've not let go of it that this is the modern age. People do things differently. Imagine you marrying a Gen Z wife.
Too new. Some mother-in-laws will still tell their daughter-in-law that when you're greeting me, you're too new.
Not even you, when you're greeting your husband.
Do you know there's some mother-in-laws like that?
I know.
So that's the traditional that I think she's not.
So when you're being traditional, you expect the wife. Like I told you something one time ago that I met someone like that, and the way I saw their family in my mind, I was like, no, what happened? Because I don't know. I saw the family, but I didn't know that was your mother. I just greeted generally that Eka so and why will I hear? Good afternoon, no, like no man, and I passed. And I told him that. Well, this is my mother. You cannot go and kneel down because the mother has already called him.
That's not.
We are not dating, no.
That's not.
We are not dating, no. You are not. The mother called and said, I cannot kneel down.
So he now told you to not.
He now told me that she might not see his mother. That she go back and go and greet and apologize. Now imagine that kind of person for not putting my 2 nails on the ground to greet. Now that's the kind of traditional people I'm talking about. They've carried that culture on their head. It's not like I disrespected you because I greeted you.
I will blame you now.
For what? Please?
Yes, now.
I did not know that I was a mother.
Even if
I knew.
Wait.
What's the most of the thing I would do? Greet you. Eka Soma. Good afternoon.
He did not touch the ground, but the knee bent.
Where did you meet the woman? In her house?
No, like a shop. Like a shop. People just sat down in the shop.
Okay, so is it that he took you there, or you went to see him there?
Yeah, the thing is that we were going somewhere, so we're supposed to meet there.
Okay.
There, it was somebody's shop, like an auntie shop.
Okay.
So I've seen the auntie before. I've greeted her before. Then we left and came back because we're going to pass there to the car and go. So I'm supposed to pass inside the shop, outside again.
Okay.
So when I came back to the shop, I now saw the same auntie and another woman there, and I greeted the woman again that Eka saw, and I passed.
Okay, I get it.
Without knowing who the person, the other woman was.
I get it.
What not? I've never seen her before. You've never shown me a picture, and you're just asking me that, and didn't I know that? My man, I'm like,
I get it now.
I didn't just want to spoil my mood that they were going for a party. I'm like, calm down. I know
you want to
that
start fighting your boyfriend in front of you?
No, we're not dating. No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that was your mother. Go and greet her and apologize.
What you did was
and I went there. I felt awkward. Like I said, I can't so mommy, what be no me, mo pay ni mo be ni. Pẹ̀lẹ́ o, ate obi ọmọ Igbo ni eni. Pick it. That kind of mother. Married into that family, you're in trouble. She will pick on every tiny thing that you do. And now imagine the son. If not because you two not have you not one or two together, how would you make your wife or your girlfriend or whatever your friend that low before your mother? What will it take? You say, mommy, what be no? She did not know. She greeted you now. No vex, mommy. You can't tell me say make I go back.
There are some people, and it is not me demonizing mother-in-laws. I promise you, I'm not demonizing mother-in-laws. We all have mothers seated here. We're not demonizing mother-in-laws. There are some great mother-in-laws that I've seen. In fact, when I look at them, I'm like, you can't even decipher if this is the mother of the girl or this is not her mother. They love you to bits. Like even their sons, they complain, say,
they love you so much.
Or you say your mother. That's real unconditional love. But you see, I'm talking about the control freaks. See,
so what do you now want to do?
They expect too much from the wife.
Too much. Let me tell you something. Yeah. In life, even in normal life that we are living, you don't expect too much from someone. You're gonna enter a row.
See,
you don't wait. You don't expect too much because I understand that you're trying to make a case for these overbearing mother-in-laws. But I think we're in the era where they should take a chill pill. Wait. They should take a chill pill. I'm serious because the person that you are hurting is somebody else's child.
I get it.
If you use this kind of cane to flog your child, and your child takes the cane and say, mommy, I'm sorry, you flogged me. Another person's child might not take it like that because of where the person is coming from. The person was probably not brought up in that manner. The person was probably brought up in, you speak to me, I apologize, I move on. Okay. But your own is to carry cane and flog. The person will probably not react.
Cane and flog.
Wait,
not in that sense.
It's just not in that sense. Okay. So the person is not. The person is not looking at it like, oh yes, it's my mother-in-law. That at that point in time, is like, no. We are from two different.
Margaret, let me say this. Why is it that?
Yeah.
Why is it that we don't hear of issues between the husband and the mother of the wife?
That's what you think. Because you've not heard. You've not even heard.
It's not common.
It's not common.
Wait, it's not that it's not. It's not that it doesn't. Wait,
because the mother of the wife respect this man.
No, it's not that they know.
It's not that the men and silence.
That's it. We try to manage issues because we know that. Let me say this. It's not that it doesn't happen. Do you think it's everything your mother does to me that I'm happy about? All
You don't
these.
have these conversations with your wife. You don't have a conversation with
No,
her.
wait. See, there are some certain conversations that you want to have with your wife. You feel awkward.
Why? It's your wife.
No, wait,
What is wrong
okay.
with all of you?
It's your wife. Wait, it's your wife. See, the same way you have an attachment with your own mother, your wife too has an attachment to her mother.
And it's wisdom that you will use.
So
Wisdom.
now there are some certain awkward situations. For example, if in quotes you have a mother-in-law that abuse too much,
The wife's mother.
the mother
that
they every now money.
Yeah.
Now, how do you want to tell your wife that? Please tell your mother to stop asking me for money.
See, that's the point where I feel like
No.
husband and wife should understand themselves. When you're getting married, come together and talk about your families. See, there's nothing to hide here. My mommy, that woman, you will be like, my own mom and dad too. Wait, hold on, I'm trying to drive somewhere. If you guys come together to understand that, this is how my parents are. I'll tell you, they're like this. My mommy can be very hot-tempered. This is how you handle her. My own mommy, she like money. She will call you for money. They only understand each other. So when the thing is happening, you can easily tell your wife, say, your mother, they call me for money. I don't get. Go tell her, say, no day. She will understand. Or the husband, seriously.
Papa, let me tell you something. Lara, don't marry your friend. See, there is nothing that you can take off marrying your friend. And I'm not just talking about your friend like paddy, your paddy. Maybe paddy is even deeper than friend. Because this kind of conversations that Moyi just had will be easy to say. It's because you don't know of men. I've had a married man tell me how his mother-in-law frustrated his life. Let me tell you, the worst thing that even happened in that man's marriage was the fact that the wife even died in the process of it all. He lost his wife. Like she left this world. The frustration for Ara Adugbo when he's going out in the morning to work, she'll be greeting him. When he's coming back from work, he says bags of bread. But before he's leaving the house in the morning, he's dropping money. When he's coming back, bags of bread. They moved into his house. The mother-in-law, the sister, they
after she died or when she was alive?
Before she died. Okay. There was nothing the wife did not say. The mother-in-law said, me, I gave birth to you. You are speaking over. So I'm telling you that some of these mother-in-laws, it's not ignorance. And boo, it's wickedness.
See,
final take before we wrap up.
This is what I would say, yeah. The reason why we don't hear of issues between men and their mother-in-law is because men have found a way to sort out their issues and to manage issues. It's not that it's not most of the time you don't. It's like you said, it's not common. You hear husband they fighting, mama-in-law.
It's so because now the wife they bear. You don't go face the mother, you go face
because we've learned to sort out our mess. So what I would say is this: once you've decided that you want to say I do, and whether you did your due diligence or not, once you decided to say I do, anything that happens within that marriage, as a woman, learn to manage it. Because see, I always say something like this: if it were to be your mother, you are not going to disown her, would you?
True. Well, you will not, You will not. But before what you said, you will not. But then again, the way we used to see violent marriage, that the husband will beat the wife to death, the mother-in-law can also cause hypertension or IBP and the wife will die. So
just marry a good man. Don't worry.
So my final thing before we wrap up today is that when you want to get married, husband and wife, learn to defend each other, take each other's sides.
True.
If you are the wife and you know that it's your mother that have problem, defend your husband with your full chest. You know how to tackle your own parent. As the husband too, you know that it's your own mother that is the problem. Defend her. Learn to defend each other. Stop pushing your partner to the lion's mouth and like, you see that you're talking to, go and face it yourself. Defend each other. When your parents see that these people are strongly behind each other, they will back off. That's how to have a happy marriage. Yes. I mean, I'm not married, but
counselor
Moyi.
And you know, in that defense, just like Maria said, in that defense, we can all be respectful to one another.
Yeah.
In that defending.
Don't go and be doing timetable for your.
So let's all be respectful to one another. And also, I would say this before I drop the microphone. Mother-in-laws that are overbearing. Again, I come again. And I come in peace. Honestly, take a chill pill. The person that you're hurting is not just the daughter of another person. is your son too will chop inside. Just like Papa said, and I said some men, that's because they will not address you, they will address the wife. Instead, they will not address you, the mother that is stressing them. Is the wife that will be collecting bish, bang, bang. Let's not have that. Please, in all things. I mean, the good book says that when two come together, they become one. You are one, no? And there's no mother inside in the middle. It's one. Man and woman, one. You two, you marry your own. Please, let peace reign. Love and light. Thank you very much for watching the show. My name is Margaret Osazwa, and joining me has been Moye and Akpampa. Until next week, Thursday.
Bye-bye. Bye.